Hello. Hi everyone. Sorry about that. Just had a small technical difficulty. Um, trying to see if I can get some. You know what? I'm just gonna hold off from the background music for now. Uh, Let me grab one last thing and we can get started. Hey everyone. Thank you for joining me on this second episode. Why does this keep on doing this? I can't see the chat and I have to sign in and then it tells me I have to say something. I hope someone's there. Oops, everyone one. It is not letting me see the chat, so if someone's there. Okay, it looks like the chat is there. I've got a couple of viewers. Okay, perfect. Um, Say hi, everyone, if you can. And we're going to get started. Let me quickly shout out my Instagram family so that they know I'm online. Hey, can you hear me? Is everything okay? Can you hear me? Am I loud enough? Hey, Steph. Thanks for joining me again. I just went on live to make sure that everybody remembered. I know some people were asking me about time because of the time zones and stuff like that. So thought I'd just give it a minute. I'm going to be making some Brussels sprouts and some potatoes, Sri Lankan style. So this is some traditional food. It's actually pretty simple. So I think I'm just going to, you know what? I should get started because I need to boil two things. I need to boil rice and I need to boil potatoes. So I'm gonna just get started with the water. Um, we finished we finished the rice from Monday just last night. I was hoping that we would have some left over so we wouldn't have to cook it again, but oh well. Should all work out. How's your day going today, Steph? Hey everyone. If you can shoot over to YouTube, I have a better setup, and you'll be able to see everything that I'm cooking a little bit better. I've got like multiple cameras and stuff like that, so um, I'll be able to kind of zoom in on things. So it makes it a lot easier. Just gonna put some water to boil. As usual, cook some rice. Um, I like to cook rice at the beginning of the week. So that we have something to eat. Some base food. So I'm gonna make 2 cups. And this is just like long grain parboiled rice or something. I'm pretty sure it's parboiled. I think I mentioned last time someone cut the label off so I can't see what it is. Hey, Instagram family, shoot over to YouTube. It's links in my bio, and you can catch me on YouTube there. I'm streaming there live, so I'm going to be just cutting this off shortly. Um, Here, I'll show you. So you know, if you weren't here last time, you kind of want to wash your rice until um, it's clear. The water's clear. Oh, that's pretty hot. I'm cooking it while I'm washing it. So if you guys want to come over, you're welcome. Um, I'm going to be cooking 2 dishes today. I'm going to be making Brussels sprouts and potatoes. Um, and they're traditional Sri Lankan recipe. So follow me over. Hey Jess. Hey Nick. Hey Pharaoh. So sorry, I'm just gonna cut this off and I'm gonna just focus on the YouTube now. Okay, bye guys. Just gonna clean the rice. Hey Nick, how's it going? Thanks. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I made the Brussels sprouts before, but I've never made the chili potato. But it's a simple enough recipe. The only thing, like the spin I put on it is, hopefully you can hear me with all the sweater. But the spin I put on most of my dishes is I try not to cook with oils, right? So a lot of Indian food, it starts off with like, you know, you're having to put like a couple teaspoons of oil and then get it nicely. I forgot what the term is. It's like when you get cumin seeds and everything, and you get it to like fry a bit before, so you get the flavor infused in the oils. And then then when you start frying, when you add the other stuff in it, it takes on the flavors. So it's a little spin I put on my food just to cut back on the fat content added to healthy foods, right? Because, you know, Brussels sprouts. And I got you covered, Leah. Brussels sprouts has high vitamin K and vitamin C, right? And potatoes, you can basically live off of potatoes. I don't know if you've ever seen the, what's it called, The Martian, with Matt Damon, where he lives on, well, I don't want to do a spoiler, but you know, he's able to survive on Mars with potatoes. So yeah, potatoes have basically all the aminos that you need. So this is looking pretty good. It's pretty clear now. You can get it absolutely clear. That would be amazing if it was like spring water clear. Let's get this going. Now just dump this in the pot. I'm gonna get back to you guys. Okay, while we have that going, you know what, while I'm here, let me just wash everything, just in case. You know, I'm showing you the full spectrum of cooking, right? I'll show you how to wash it too. I'm going to be peeling these potatoes. So you know what? Why not do that right here? And while I'm doing that, let me put another pot to boil so the potatoes can boil faster as well. Sorry about that extra noise. Okay, and let this boil. Just trying to find the lid for the second pot. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna peel these potatoes, and then I'll move over to my next workstation. After actually, you know what? I'll peel these and good move. Yeah, that'll save some time, right? Potatoes take a while to boil, so do rice, right? So we could probably have this all ready in the same time frame. I'm okay just chilling too and chatting. I'm gonna probably clean this eye out. Last time I made the sweet potatoes, I didn't even peel it. But this recipe calls for peeling, and why not? So how's everyone doing this Friday? Any plans for the weekend? How's everyone coping with this lockdown or the pandemic? I know in Toronto area we're in a lockdown, so I think that's supposed to extend in probably for another week or so. So that just means that, you know, restrict your unnecessary travel, no social events or anything like that. I know some people message me, they see me running and they're like, I thought you were in a lockdown, right? But that's not what it means. I did a lot of potatoes. You know, I love potatoes. Yeah, you're ready to be done with COVID? I think a lot of people are. It's traumatic. I remember when it first started, it was just around my son's birthday in March, and you know, he was missing out on his birthday, and you know, we had such big plans for his birthday, and it was so sad for him, and he was just, you know, he was just turning 7, so, and who knew how long it would last, right? You know, he did his second one. think we could have handled it a lot better. There's people that, you know, did everything they could, and then there's people that may have just done the bare minimum. And then there's people that did nothing, so. Hiking with your puppy, oh yeah. Is she like a German Shepherd mix, or is she like full German Shepherd? It's a she, right? You just got back from hiking, Nick? What kind of dog do you have, Nick? You don't mind if I call you Nick, right? Okay, that's. Sorry the potatoes took so long. Hopefully the water's finished boiling by now. Just gonna put this aside. Let's wash our Brussels sprouts. Oh, we have to get back to work in 10 minutes? Oh, okay. No problem, Nick. Have a good one. 30-pound terrier mix. Okay. On the smaller side. Got three recipes. Oh. Okay, there's the Brussels sprouts. The potatoes are already over there. I'm just going to pick up, and I'm going to move over to my other station, and I'll see you shortly. Come on. Okay. Everyone, back. So now I've got the rice boiling. Grab a spoon. My spoons are up here. Give it a quick mix. And I've got the water boiling for the potatoes right behind it. So let's put a timer on. So I'm going to put it for 15 minutes. That should be enough. And we can start it. And I've got my potatoes right here that I was just peeling. Come on, work with me. Why is this so tight? Okay. So I'm just gonna cube these, and I'm gonna throw them in that pot so they can start cooking. Oh wait, there was one that I had to clean up. The potato was looking at me funny. Had to cut the eye out. Okay, just gonna toss them in here. Toss this here. Should be able to boil this fast. The smaller you cut your potatoes, the faster it boils, right? That's what they say. So let me get this one almost done. This is a bigger one. Where do you go hiking, Steph? Like, is there a nice trail close by? Is it something that we would know? You don't have to reveal too much detail if you don't want to. Okay, so I got my potatoes. I'm just gonna plop them in here. Put that aside. Okay, let's see how the rice is doing. I put the rice to boil earlier than I put the potatoes in the smaller pot, I guess. And the potatoes boiled a lot quicker. Okay, so we got a lot of work. So let's do all of our prep. I know we'll probably, because we're gonna wait till the potatoes boil, right? And it says we got about 11 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get started on the Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to take, I think I'm gonna take half of this onion and use it for the Brussels sprouts. Normally I don't get, I don't get like teary-eyed over onions. I'm not sure if you have that problem. Oh, let me just turn this a little bit. But I know some people have some problems with it, and they were saying something about leaving a damp cloth close by helps get that to not happen as much. So I'm taking this half of red onion, and I'm just going to finally, make it into smaller pieces. Chop it, I guess. Put it to a side. I'm going to need that first. Then I'm going to need a couple cloves of garlic. So I'm going to take like 4 cloves. Crush it. Oh, you cut the onions for your wife? That's nice of you. Yeah, there's some really cool tricks about onions where, like, if you leave like a damp a cloth close by or something, I can't remember it all, but it helps. It helps with that. I'd have to test them. Okay, so I've got my garlic and my onions. And then I'm going to start cutting down my Brussels sprouts because that's actually going to take a bit of time, right? Okay, I'm going to reduce the heat on my potatoes because they are going nuts. Oh, I must have accidentally turned off the pot for the rice. That's why it wasn't cooking as fast. Well, we got some time, so I'm gonna have to check the rice afterwards. I must have hit it with my webcam arm. So with the Brussels sprouts, there we go. So with the Brussels sprouts, what we do is you cut the bottom off, right? So I'll do a couple at a time. Put them in your garbage pile. And then you want to cut it in half so you get a nice solid surface. And then just basically shred them up. And they're so tiny. But they taste so great. I used to, when I was a kid, Brussels sprouts is like one of my favorite meals. My mom cooked it this way, right? But with oil, right? And so she used to make Brussels sprouts for us like this all the time. And when I was in school, when we came to Canada and I was in school, I remember people telling me how they hated Brussels sprouts, and I was like, "What? You hate Brussels sprouts? Or why would you hate Brussels sprouts, right?" Um, and then later I realized why, because people like, they make it as boring as possible, right? They take it, they put a little bit of oil on it, and then they bake it, and they just eat it, and it's like punishment to eat it like that because you don't get all the flavors out of it. Um, you just mix it with some simple spices. Cut it in half. Just chop it up. So this is can take a while, but to be honest, I go through like Brussels sprouts like crazy. When we cook a lot, it's kind of like spinach, right? When you cook a lot, it just like shrinks down. Why is this moving? So yeah, you cook a lot of Brussels sprouts and it shrinks down like leafy greens, right? Like spinach, and there's literally nothing left. Okay. Sometimes it's okay to get like a leaf in there. I used to, when I cooked it normally, I would just quarter them. If you cut the onion in half, put it in the fridge. It's supposed to help. Oh, never knew that. But you know what? We do that all the time because we only use half an onion when we're cooking, and we put the rest in the fridge, and then the next time, someone grabs that half an onion, right? So maybe that's why it doesn't affect me. I'm gonna just check these potatoes. So you wanna try to see if you can put a fork through them? If I can catch one. So if I take the potato, yeah, that potato's ready. Kinda, you know what, I'll just let it sit for another minute or two. Get some more Brussels sprouts done. In the meantime, it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to speed this video up for the replay. Time goes by so quickly. Trying to do the prep for this, like new things that I want to incorporate into the lives. Like I was trying to incorporate some live music, so we can have some background music and stuff like that. So I had to set up all these things in the background, so it would show the song title and everything. But I never got a chance to test it, so kind of skipped on it this time. So maybe next time I'll incorporate the live music. I got one less thing done, so I've got I was able to get 2 additional cameras so that I didn't have to worry too much about kind of moving the setup all the time. It's just more of unplug and plug in the new one. So that's pretty much done. Now, just the little things, right? Every time you get a little bit better. Let's see. It says we got like 2 more minutes. Don't know how long that rice is gonna take now. And this camera is possessed. Okay, I'm going to turn off the potatoes. And I'm going to give it a strain. I don't want it to overcook, and then it's just going to be mashed. So I'll grab the strainer. I'm going to need 2 strainers today. One for the potatoes and one for the rice. So I got my strainer for the potatoes. Let's take the potatoes out of here. Whoa. So we got the potatoes strained. Simple as that. And I'm just going to put it back over here. And let me test out what the rice looks like. It's a lot of rice, right? Looks like the rice is good too. Turn this thing off. Looked like it's squished down. Do you guys do the squish test of the rice? Make sure if it's good, right? Squishes down. Okay, looks good. I'm just gonna strain this rice and bring it back. Turn off this heat. There's the rice. Just gonna cover that. And then we can get back to prepping the Brussels sprouts. Just give me a second. The stopper on my sink got pushed down, so now there's hot water in the sink. I can't get my hand into to let it out. And I'm gonna have to use a spoon or something, or a fork. That is a problem for another time. Glasses help, yeah. I've seen people wear goggles and do some crazy stuff just to cut onions. Does a dish taste better if you cry through it? Put in your love? I might have to do half of these, unless I can just motor through everything here. Let me try to see how much I can get done. I'm going to give myself another 2 minutes of cutting and see if I could finish it. I forgot Brussels sprouts is so much work in terms of prep. Next time I know to do half of them up front and just show half of it to you guys. But yeah, I definitely wish I could share this with you like in person, because it's definitely turn over anybody who believes that Brussels sprouts are gross. I am positive of that. Ooh. Don't rush. Cut a finger off. You know what? That is all she wrote on that. And I will do the rest later so that we can get on to cooking. And I'm going to grab a pan and start with the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to let the potatoes sit a little bit. So turn up the heat to high. It's a good view right there. While that's heating up, let me just grab the other half onion. I'm gonna get this ready for the potatoes so I can just like toss this in afterwards. And some garlic. I'm gonna look at the voice to chat feature on these, so I don't have to keep on staring back to see, try to engage with you guys via chat. Okay, perfect. Got like 5 of those. Just gonna toss a little bit of water in the pan here. Yep, okay, that's good. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Okay, so let's grab some mustard seeds. So we're gonna be using a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Look like this. And some cumin. Grab some cumin. I don't have any cumin seeds, but I'm going to just use a little bit cumin. Oh, you know what? I should take off the lid so I can get the right amount. So I'm going to use about half a teaspoon cumin. Right. I'm going to take my onions and my garlic. Oh, that water went fast. Okay. Put a little bit of water back in. There we go. So, and then I'm going to get this to cook down a bit. Okay, good. The timer didn't move. What's chat saying? Yeah, those old choppers are the in. Okay. Break this up a bit. Okay, now I'm going to take half a teaspoon. Oh wait, this isn't the... I'm going to grab... Oh, there it is. You gotta watch this. See how the water just like evaporated so quickly? So you want to take some red chili powder. So red chili powder is essentially these chilies ground up finely. And I'm not sure if it's got a little bit of a mix. So I'm going to put half a teaspoon of red chili powder. And I'm also going to put a little bit of curry powder too. So it's about half a teaspoon. Right, and you mix this all up. Toss in a little bit more water because it's drying out. I should. Oh, actually, you know what? I put it on high. That's what the problem was. I should have kept this on medium. I always cook on high. I'm always in a rush. And then I'm going to grab. Oh, the turmeric's gone. Where's my turmeric? Oh, it's at the bottom. So I'm gonna grab my turmeric and just toss in a little bit. I always put in turmeric in my food, so I'm gonna put half a teaspoon turmeric, and then as usual, you add some pepper with turmeric to increase the potency, right? And then the pans is still a little hot because of the temperature changing, right? And I'm gonna add some water. There we go. Okay, with this mix, it's a nice non-stick pan. Had very little trouble with this. So, okay, so you want to get this until the onion started to look a little bit translucent like that. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. I'm gonna let the water come down just a little bit because once I start adding in the Brussels sprouts, then so that's starting to look good. So I'm gonna take my Brussels sprouts now. I'm gonna say this was like 2/3 of what I had initially. So I'm gonna have to like double check what that was. Get my Brussels sprouts in there. Mix well. So the water of the Brussels sprouts will start to come out. I used the curry powder instead of curry leaves just because I didn't have any curry leaves. Um, but yeah, so Sri Lankan food's a little bit different from Indian food. So in Sri Lankan food, they use like, and this is why I always tell people that, I eat hot. when I eat hot. When I say I eat hot, I eat hot. Um, our our chili powder is like the base of all of our foods, and the chili powder is just crushed chilies, right? Red chili powder. I'm just gonna add in a little bit of water so that it can catch the heat. Yeah. Mix up some of the dry ingredients. There we go. Now I'm getting that smell out of the mustard seeds and everything. There we go. Let's see if I can get this to toss. There we go. And there's going to be crunchy elements of this, right? And then you want to grab some salt. So there's some dishes that you, like I've tried to get away with as much salt as I can. It's going to be about a quarter teaspoon. Does it also help pull the water out of it? I know some people they'll add like shredded coconut on this afterwards. That's a nice thing to do too. Yeah, so this dish is ready. So I got an audience. So I'm going to take this and just put it. Put this in a dish. It's going to sit. Until the potatoes are ready. The rice is already ready. So just the potatoes and we are done. The potatoes aren't going to take very long because they're already cooked. I'm just going to mix it up. And I'm going to that's what this looks like, the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to go put it on the table and I'll be back. And give this a nice little wash. Okay, so it's back on medium heat, and I just want to make sure I got everything. So let's see. I'm going to take, so for this recipe, I'm going to need some cinnamon. Where did I put it? Right here. I'm going to take like actual sticks of cinnamon. Right? I'm going to take 2 sticks. Actually, you know what? I think 1 stick is enough because these guys are monsters. They're like pretty thick. I take that. I'm just gonna crush it because. Sorry. So just hit it with the end of my. So break it up a bit. Toss it in the pan. Add some water. I'm going to take some mustard seeds and add, do 1.5 teaspoons of mustard seeds. There's quite a bit of potatoes. Get this going. And get a little bit of curry powder. A little bit, half a teaspoon. And then I'm also going to use, let's see, I'll add the chili powder at the end. So once this gets the word is tempered. Let me just wash this. The word, they call this tempered when you let it, well, they would use oil, but let it absorb into the water to get the flavors out. There we go. It smells delicious. I love the smell of cinnamon. So, oops. So this is what it looks like when it's getting tempered. Right, and then I've got my onions. I peeled them a little bit different. I've just left them a little bit long and stringy. So I'm going to add that. Make sure they're all broken apart. So add the onions, and then I didn't get a chance to finally chop up the garlic. So I'm just going to do that now. So there's 5 cloves of garlic. Put the garlic in there. And you want it to get translucent. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of water so this doesn't burn down. And I'm going to get my turmeric and my chili powder, but I'm going to do half teaspoon of turmeric, a couple grinds of black pepper, and then I'm going to grab my chili powder. So I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and that's red chili powder. I don't know if you can see that. Why? There we go. And then mix this up. Okay, so now I got the chili powder in there. Just gonna add a little bit of water. Okay, there we go. Get that going. Now I'm gonna grab my potatoes. I'm gonna dump them in. And I'm going to mix them up. There we go. It's looking good. Told you the potatoes would be quick, right? So we got the potatoes going. I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit so they get a little bit of a crisp on the outside, so they're not just fully soft. There we go. And I'm gonna grab a lime. So take a half a lime. Okay. Turn off the heat. Put a lime on top. So there's half a lime. And I'm also going to, I know I turned off the heat, but I'm going to try to do this quick. I'm going to take a little bit of ground chili, right? Just sprinkle it a little bit. You can do this based on how much you can handle. Don't go overboard. All right, and give it a nice toss. And then that is the chili potato dish. So grab another bowl. And add give it a good clean. And there's the chili potato. Okay, so got that done. Gonna go put this on the table. I'll be back. And you know what? We've got a little bit of time, so I'm gonna make the little bonus one. The bonus one. Let me grab these ingredients. I'm gonna need 2 tomatoes. Where are the tomatoes? So I'll make a little quick tomato and onion salad, or sambol as we call it. So this is really simple. And I might as well get some use out of this lime too, right? So I'm gonna just chop up the tomatoes. I sharpened my knife for next episode. Okay, toss this in a bowl. So you got your tomatoes, and then I need an onion. These things can go back. Take. I don't really need a half an onion, but you know what? I did 2 tomatoes, so half an onion's good. This is a nice raw salad. It adds to all the existing flavors that we have going. It's a traditional salad too. The how it's pronounced is takali, which means tomato, and sambol means salad. So it means tomato salad. Put this, pop it in there. Get that going. And then normally you would put a green pepper in it. I'm not sure if I have a green pepper. I'd have to double check. I think I have a jalapeno, which would work just as well. Give it a quick rinse. Yeah, this is almost like a salsa, right? So I'll take a little bit of a jalapeno. We use these green skinny peppers. They're pretty spicy, and we'll use seeds and all when we make our salads. So, and half the time, jalapenos taste like bell peppers to me. So, let's see. Just put it in for color. There we go. And then we take that, and then we put a little bit of a lime on top. Some people also add salt. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. Put that lime and some pepper. Go. And just give it a nice mix. And that can be added to our dish. So now, going to, you know what? I put everything over there where we're going to eat. So let me serve. I'll bring it back. I'm gonna have to grab a nice bowl. Grab a spoon for the rice. So let me just grab the other stuff and I'll be back. So these are our other two dishes. Yeah, like no joke, when we have people over or anything like that, literally there's like, on a slow day, it's like five, at least five dishes. So this is like a super slow day. I think um, I may have some issues with my native people. If they see this, they may say, "What's going on? How come you cook so little for your guests?" So it's a chili potato, and then the asparagus. Sorry, not the asparagus, the Brussels sprouts. Hopefully I didn't say asparagus all this time. There we go. And you can add as much, salt as you'd like. I've really minimized the amount of salt that I put into my foods. So when I eat food that has a lot of salt, I tend to feel it, like I can taste it. And then finally, the tomato salad, or the takali salad. Put that there. And there you have it. Give me a second, and I'm going to just move to the next setup, and I'll see you shortly. Bye. Okay. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Oop, almost knocked something over there. I've been trying to get quicker with the transition, so hopefully that didn't take too long. So here's the my my meal, right? So we got your Brussels sprouts, you got your chili potato, and then you got your tomato salad, right? And it's all covering some delicious rice. And here are the dishes right here. I wish I had you guys joining me. It would be fun. So now I got a little bit of time, like 10 minutes to eat. So let's chat. What's everyone up to? So Steph's gonna go on a hike, right, with her dog. What's your dog's name? That cute little 3-year-old. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Leodia. Lulu, aka Lulu Lickin. Oh, so I am taking requests. Anyone catching the replay of this? Put your requests in the comments. Steph, anything you want, let me know. From our last chat, um, I'm not sure how big of a difference is of Sri Lankan food and South Asian food, but I think South Asian food is very similar to like uh, Tamil food. But um, Sri Lanka is made out of two different sects, I guess. It's almost like in Canada how we have the French and the English, but there is a language. You know, Tamil is a language Tamil speak, and Sinhalese is a language Sinhalese speak. Um, but Sinhalese tend to be more Buddhist, and then Tamil tend to be more Hindus. And that's that varies because I know Tamils that are Catholic and Sinhalese that are Catholic and stuff like that as well. But food wise, I'm not sure. Sorry, every time I chew, my headphones come out. Just grab. What are we up? What are you up to this weekend? Okay, well, what are we doing this weekend? I don't know. Probably trying to enjoy some weather if we have some good weather. Um, we're under lockdown orders, so we're not like really traveling to see people. Um, so just chilling with the family. Um, you know, in front of the house. Sometimes we play a little bit of catch, like baseball, football, rollerblade, hockey. Um, I've never made dumplings or wontons. I have made fresh rolls, which I like. Um, dumplings can be steamed, right? And wontons, those can both be steamed, or do they? Or do they have to be boiled, or sorry, deep fried? What's your favorite dish, Steph? I know that's a it's a loaded question because we have so many options as vegans. Like my top five are like I like ramen, any noodle dishes, like this is stir fry, fried rice, like pineapple fried rice, an Indian dish where there's different components, like um, a lot of different veggies, burrito bowls. There's so many different things, right? You normally steam. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess like, we could make dumplings one day. What's a brand of dumplings you use? Ooh, stuffed eggplant. What kind of eggplants do you use? Is it like the skinny ones or the big ones? Oh yeah, we have that brand here. I've had that. I think they also make like tofu. Like what's in the dumpling though? Is it like some type of meat or is it all like veggie? I think cabbage is a must, right, for dumplings? Yeah, sometimes we get the skinny ones. I think they call them Chinese eggplants. I'm not sure if that's right, but we get those sometimes, but normally it's the big ones. If we go if we go to our Asian grocers, we get these small round ones. I think they're called Indian eggplants. Oh, okay. Have you ever made fresh rolls? They're very similar, except you put noodles and different veggies on the inside. Like you put vermicelli. Well, that's done. Well, it looks like I've hit my the end of my stream here. They're actually not very hard. You just have to get rice paper. And you cook your noodles, and you put tofu inside. What's nice to put in is like a thing of mint. You put like cabbage, carrot, um, and I know people sometimes they do it like fully raw inside except the noodles, and then or they'll cook it, and you can actually even take I think that you can even take those and fry them, but steamed works just as great. Anyways, looks like I'm going over time now. My kids are going to be down finishing school. It's a weekend, so thank you for joining me. Not sure who all is here. You can never tell, but thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the recipe. And I'll put the details in the description, and 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 hope you have a great weekend. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Let me know what you would like to see me make on the next live stream. Okay, and if you can join me, that'd be great too. Okay, bye everyone. Bye Steph. Bye Leah Dia. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend.